Welcome back, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks. We've taken holidays, well-earned holidays. But we're back now, and it's probably been the worst time for us to take a holiday because there's been a lot happening within the government, within the US, and particularly Mr. Trump. But we'll start with stamp duty and how to calculate your stamp duty without getting yourself fired. Now, Angela Rayner was criticised for selling. I thought the story here is that she sold a house that was bang on the threshold or something, and so there was no stamp duty due. But it turns out that she was ill-advised. But then the advisor said we didn't give her any advice.
Yeah, and I think it was Rachel from accounts that gave her the advice.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I don't pretend to fully understand it, but I think it was a case of. Yeah, she sold her share in her house to a trust fund for
Liz Trust Fund.
Yeah, to might just well have been probably advice from her as well. So sold it to the trust fund for her son. Therefore, in her mind, she didn't have a house because she'd sold it, and so therefore she thought she qualified for one house person stamp duty. Yeah. Not that no difference, but that seemed to be the basis of her claim. You think as housing minister would be quite crucial to check, and the fact that I think a flat in Hove cost 800,000 or something. So the very fact that you're paying out a large sum of money, you'd want to get it right, wouldn't you? As deputy leader of the government and housing minister, and paying out a lot of money. The mere fact that it's a lot of money, which a lot of people haven't got these days, you'd be thinking, I need to be. Can we say whiter than white these days? I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay. Need to be
blacker than black. You can.
Okay, you need to be on the money, as it were. Well, yeah, it's all gone wrong, really, isn't it, for Ange? And there's a theme to going wrong, which we will no doubt touch on. But it's good to be back. And lots happened. I think when we last recorded, peace was about to break out, wasn't it?
We're still waiting for peace.
Donald Valley's meeting, and I distinctly remember kind of seeing, you want to see him on the same stage, and I'm not sure why he's refused the offer to go to Moscow. Really, I'm sure he'll be fine. Old Zelensky, that seems to be the offer for the next stage of the process of peace, which still hasn't happened, as you didn't think it would, and it rumbles on. So we've already touched on. Rayner's gone, others have gone, which we come back to.
Now the hunt for a replacement deputy PM. I know at the time of recording this, there's been a few that have shortlisted out, but the shortlist before anyone was ruled out were all females.
Yes, yeah.
Why is that? Is it just Keir that can't work with men?
I don't know. I know there was some comment. I think the minister kind of said, and they were quite open about it, that the last one was a female. But he didn't actually say the last one. He kind of said the post was held by a female. I think was the correct terminology, and therefore the next post holder should be. Not sure how the
seems a little bit like sexual discrimination.
Yeah. If you wanted to view it that way, I suppose technically, but it's set precedent, haven't they? I don't know whether that means that if Keir goes, that the next Prime Minister needs to be a knob as well, or whether that follows on. Or whether that be an open one. But it's down to two now, isn't it? Down to two people.
Is it just two left?
Yeah, and I forget their names, but one of them he recently sacked, although he didn't even have the balls to do it personally. Apparently, he got his private secretary, or that newly created position, whoever does that, to ring him up and say, sorry, yeah, you're out. Can't remember her name. But yeah, it's down to two. And obviously a very important position. Not just deputy Prime Minister, but deputy of the Labour Party as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun to come. Just a gift that keeps on giving, really, isn't it, our government?
It is. I mean, it's not on the agenda for this chat, but obviously, I think next time we'll cover Mandelson in more detail. Although he is on the agenda, I see.
He is. He's there. We can't not cover the Prince of Darkness. But go on. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to let's keep on the female politicians. And Nadine Dorries defected to Reform.
Yeah.
Strengthening their party and pushing Farage even closer to being PM next election, which is where the bookies' money is going at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, did you see the party conference?
Yeah, it was excruciating. I can't remember the name of the woman that sung.
Sung? I
Yeah,
did
did you not see?
No. I just missed that.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. And one of their speakers was a guy that is convinced that the COVID vaccinations led Princess Catherine and the King to their cancer diagnosis.
Oh, okay.
So he's linked it. I don't know why you would only get cancer from the COVID jab if you're royalty. Wouldn't it affect us all? Or do they have a special...
Or does he maybe not know the others because they're not famous? Maybe he's just got citing those as examples because he knows them or knows of them.
Yeah.
Possibly.
What I did see of the conference makes me very alarmed if we have a Reform Party government.
Yeah, wandering towards that kind of thing. Though to be fair to Nigel Farage, he does seem to be already getting ready for government by correcting himself a few days after he said something. So he's getting to the swing of things already by kind of promising to deliver things and then not delivering them. Because obviously he said he'd stop the boats, didn't he, within 2 weeks, and then kind of said, oh, yeah, did I say 2 weeks? I must have misspoke. I don't quite understood that, misspoke. But yeah, so he's already getting ready for government, and he had a few issues with his tax bill, didn't he, on the house that he doesn't own, but does own and live at.
I think his partner bought it and put it in, or he bought it, put it in her name to avoid potential tax.
To avoid tax, there's a thing.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Say allegedly.
Yeah. So if he does get in, what do you rate? Tommy Robinson as deputy, or would it have to be a woman? Because clearly he does at the moment.
Or it could be the other lunatic, female one, Katie Hopkins.
Katie, yes. But I mean, he's not committing, is he, Nigel? He's basically saying, I'm going to revolutionise things, and why do you have to be an MP to be in the cabinet or the government? I mean, I think the main reason is that you can then go in the House of Commons and answer questions if needs be. Or maybe he's going to change that as well. Maybe have a day pass or something, or a season ticket.
Well, he's very rarely in Clapton, is he? So
yes.
Clapton, I guess it would suit him not to have to actually go to London.
And he does seem to, be abroad quite a lot, meeting
an awful lot,
meeting people.
Maybe that's a tax thing. He's out of the country enough.
Giving evidence to Congress or giving his views to Congress. But there we are.
Yeah, we've got a few years to wait, but I think...
have we?
Well, possibly not.
Because obviously Elon appeared at he tucked in his 2 pennies worth or 2 cents worth, whatever it is.
For the
at the march.
Unite the Kingdom.
Yeah. So he said, Parliament should be dissolved and have an election, which is good of him from his country.
Yeah, coming from his position, I mean, why would he let that absolute fucking lunatic comment on anything to do with us?
Did you see, on a side note, did you see, because you probably did, about the Tesla board have voted that if Tesla meet their targets this financial year, that he will get $1 trillion bonus?
I did see that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money, isn't it? Whether you're paying tax or not, it's a lot of money.
Just as a bonus,
and I wonder what the kickback was for them to agree that as to what he's then agreed the board can have if they meet their target.
Free Teslas for life.
Yeah. I don't know if Donald's giving his back yet or not.
Talking to the Donald, let's broach the elephant in the room, Epstein. So this week there's published the birthday note allegedly from Donald Trump to Epstein. I think it's genuine because it was a very strangely written note.
Yeah.
As in it was...
As they all were, to be fair.
As they all were, but it was within a drawing of a female body. And it was just gushings of admiration for...
I wonder where you were going with that for a minute.
Admiration for this convicted paedophile sexual offender, which of course Trump is convicted.
He is.
In a civil case, where I think we have to say that. It's not...
yes. But we don't need to say allegedly, as long as you put civil case.
No, he's actually been prosecuted in a civil case for a sexual offence. But I found that birthday note very strange. If it's real, and I think it probably is because it's wacky enough to be the sort of thing that Trump would draft. I think it just shows that this whole Epstein thing, if the truth actually comes out, I think it's going to bury a whole number of people.
Yes.
Apparently, I read today that there's a huge dossier of emails from Prince Andrew to Epstein. And if that comes out, then that's Andrew absolutely ruined. So I think it's a little bit like the Mandelson thing, where I don't think we really know just how close this group were. And I think it's Mandelson, I think it's people like Trump, I hold back Prince Andrew, but there's rumours about people like Tom Hanks and Bill Gates, Bill Clinton. And I think if it all comes out with these characters, then I think we're only scratching the surface right at the moment. I don't think we really know.
So basically a ring of people who were all high-powered who thought they were untouchable, in summary.
Yeah, and they circled around Epstein and his unsavoury social life. And because they felt they were untouchable, they felt they could touch others and get away with it. And I feel it's coming out, but I think there's still the lid is being closed on this particular mess.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things to say on that. You might not be surprised to hear. Firstly, and this isn't the only case, I just have a slight tangent to start with. I really think newspapers and politicians need to be careful, at least mindful of the language they use, as how it comes over to people like me, really. So where I'm going with this is, Mandelson's been sort of going on for the last week or so since he's been sacked. And MPs coming out saying things like, we need to get to the bottom of this, just doesn't help, I don't think. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that smirks. And on a less sort of sensitive note is when Labour MPs talk about, we need reform. Well, just be careful what you're saying, because that's the opposition. So that's one thing, just be careful, because Mandelson and Bottom particularly, because I forgot that he was gay, to put it bluntly. Just need to be careful. And the other thing, I think I'll put two and two together and possibly come up with the right answer. We spoke before about what hold has, what's his face? Putin, that's the bloke, the warmonger bloke. What hold has he got over Trump? Because clearly he's got something, whether it's a video or not. I wonder if he's already got the Epstein files.
I think, has he got the whole lot? Has he got the unpublished?
So, we could get our figures up, I suppose, for this podcast by just saying that we know he has. And that is just to try to get that momentum on there. But I wouldn't be surprised.
What about if we say we know he has and we'll reveal in the next episode?
Yes, we could do that.
That'll get the numbers up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Or the fact that it was, as we discussed before, you did have them, he accidentally gave them to someone in the MOD and they've emailed them to us. It was the second email we got after the American one asking us to join in the group chat around the bombing of wherever. We haven't talked about that, have we? We haven't even talked about Qatar, have we?
We haven't touched on Israel.
Yeah.
Well, we probably won't get a chance this episode, but I've got a feeling there'll be something in the next one.
So, to bring it back on track then, because that was my fault for straying off again. But still with Epstein, Mandelson's note.
Yeah, to his best pal, and saying to Epstein, "Everyone loves you."
Yeah.
When he knew he was a convicted bad boy, nonce. It just seems people like Mandelson and Prince Andrew they should really have distanced themselves from him as quickly as possible. Dropped him overnight. Just keep clear of him.
Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing, though, isn't it?
You should do that if you're in the public eye and you're knocking around with somebody that you shouldn't be. You're in the public eye. You need to.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as they might be a good friend, you're going to have to respectfully step to one side and say, I can't hang out with you on your island for
phraseology.
Yeah. I don't know why people like Mandelson and Prince Andrew and the others didn't draw the line straight away and do that. Surely because he's a billionaire.
I think he comes back to
that it?
And they think they're untouchable. So, but I don't disagree. If you're in a position of authority and or power, stroke respect, you don't. Main rules, aren't they? You obey the law, don't mix with the wrong people, and pay your taxes.
So coming back to Mandelson directly, he was the ambassador to the US. Replaced when Keir Starmer came in. Keir Starmer replaced a very good ambassador, female, who apparently was very, very good.
Yep.
With Mandelson. And to be fair, I think with the Trump thing, Mandelson's done probably quite a good job. Probably because they've got something in common. As in, they're both on a list that we're going to reveal next week.
Yeah.
But Keir should have acted a little bit quicker with this. When it became public that Mandelson had written this note to his best pal, he didn't sack him quickly.
No. And he's now coming out with, it was a calculated risk, or a risk worth taking. The benefits outweighed. So he knew something was up. And this whole thing about vetting, with a little bit of knowledge.
Vetting or petting?
No, that I'll come to that later.
Okay.
The vetting, and they're trying to sort of big it up and say it's sort of through the Cabinet Office. Now, I happen to know that the Cabinet Office sits over the vetting department, so it's not like everyone thinks the Cabinet Office is this mighty machine that knows all of that. The vetting process is not particularly rigid, shall we say. But I think it was, I would say with some degree of certainty, knowing that there was going to be other stuff and there was dark things in his closet. And sure enough, it's all coming out now. But yeah, why he was put in there in the first place? The bloke's an idiot. He's been sacked twice.
Yeah.
So why would you?
Well, I think it's job to mates, isn't it?
Well, again, I think the rumours are, and we like a rumour, is that it comes down to what's his name? Keir Starmer's chief of staff, who's good mates and kind of lobbied for him to. He's good mates with Mandelson and lobbied for him to get the job or be given the job.
But shouldn't there be part of the interview process? Is this is a high profile job, both. Both between the UK and the US and in the media. Is there anything you need to tell us?
Yeah, and he will probably say that he did, and then someone made, and that's where I think the not grey area. I think that's what's going to come out when Starmer's talking about the benefits outweighed the risks. Is that a Mandelson saying I disclosed everything? I think he may well have done. A lot of it was in the public domain anyway.
Yeah.
But I think he probably has said, and they've gone, yeah, that'll be all right, no one will mind. What is slightly concerning, stroke amazing, is that he is apparently asking, he refused to resign Mandelson and wants a payoff and won't go quietly.
But probably will get one.
Yes, he probably will.
Good.
Yeah. But I don't even remember seeing the job advertised. As you talk about kind of, as part of the process, where's the fairness? Why wasn't it on Indeed or anything saying like, wanted ambassador for America, apply here?
Preferably with no links to paedophiles.
Yeah, or at least submit them with the application so we can see what.
So we can assess whether they're bad links or not. Okay. Well, let's move away from our own politics because glass houses and all that. Over in the US, there's been an assassination this week of Charlie Kirk, which, ironically, he was shot at the very time that he was being questioned about gun control. One of the questions was, how many gun attacks did he think there was in the US that year? And very strangely, it happened on a Utah university campus where only a couple of weeks before there had been a revision to the law, completely unrelated to all of this, to allow the carrying of a gun on the campus. So again, brings into question US gun control and the right to bear arms. Okay, if that's a right, then fine. But extending that to say, bring it into a school or a university. Why do you need that? Why do the Americans need that? In this country, I'm sure that a lot of us, certainly for me and my kids, my family, haven't seen a proper gun. You could quite easily go into your...
Do you want to see one?
No, not really. But in the US, it is very common for anybody to carry a gun.
Yep.
And in a country where they seem to have an ever-decreasing mental health...
you mean ever-increasing?
No, I think the levels of people with a stable mental health...
Oh, a decreasing level
decreasing.
The
number of people that are allowed to carry guns is increasing.
Yes.
And the conflicts in the US with LGBT. I mean, Charlie Kirk was a prime example. You know, he was holding rallies where, you know, hundreds of people were turning up to debate and disagree with him.
Mm.
So he, you know, was literally putting himself in the firing line.
Ooh. Yeah, I did see the, again, ironic, well, I'm sure they chose it for this very reason, the clip of him kind of saying, promoting the right, is it not article to his, what is it, it's number 2 in it in their, whatever it is. Constitution, yes. About bearing arms and them actually saying, well, you know, we don't live in a perfect world. If you want that, then people are going to die. And it's worth it, you know. Unfortunately, it is. A few people dying each year. It's the way it is. And then, yeah, but not that it makes it right, obviously, with assassinating someone. I won't go there not to how it was allowed to happen, because he's kind of quite high profile, isn't he? Or was.
Yeah, very. I think probably one of the most
controversial. Yeah,
the most high profile. You know, it's everything that's wrong with US mentality and politics. That if you don't agree with someone, then you just kill them.
Yeah.
Surely, you know, if you don't agree with somebody's opinion, then you know you should embrace that and debate with them. But trying to just eliminate everybody that doesn't agree with you.
Yeah. Which, to be fair to him, seemed to be his approach, was that, well, if you don't agree with me, discuss.
Yeah.
Because wasn't his thing called "prove me wrong"?
Yeah.
But I suppose the other side to that is that it's all very well saying that when your views are in power, as it were, which obviously being a close ally of Trump, pretty much his views, whether people agree with them or not, are how it is at the moment.
Yeah, but I think if you are a politician or a famous person or a non-famous person, you know, listening to other people's views, even if you don't agree with them, could potentially help you and make you stronger. But just saying, well, you don't agree with me, so I'm going to, you know, you need to be silenced is...
See, I disagree.
Oh.
No, only for comic effect, that one.
Classic. So, while we're on the subject of assassinations, Trump's state visit to the UK this week, I think we're all prepared. Security will be top notch.
I mean, he'll bring, I think, probably an army of about 1,000 with him, I imagine, and the beast. I don't mean
Melania.
Yeah, no parliament for Trump though.
How have they got around that? They just said you're not coming in.
No, it's recess. It's recess for party conference season.
Right, okay.
Which how they've cleverly planned it so that he doesn't get the chance to go in there and do whatever. And he's also not going to ride through the streets of Windsor, because he's not going to Buckingham Palace, because that's being refurbished at the moment. I think they're making it into some various, I think they're spinning into various rooms to try and house more people. And they run out of hotel spaces. So they're doing up the palace. So he's going to Windsor, but he won't have what Macron had with the ride through the streets for that.
Is he going to come to London, or is it just...
I think he's popping up to London for something I did read, but I don't know what it was. I think he's popping up there for a little while, doing something kind of presidential. Oh no, that's what it is. He's going to see Keir. He's popping in to see Keir.
Forgot about him.
I think he's sitting on the panel for the next ambassador interviews, maybe. So, yeah, but I think his first day, he's only here for 2 days, isn't he? I think it's mostly private. I think he'll land, and I don't think we'll see that much of him really, apart from Downing Street, and maybe some pictures from inside at the buffet when he's having a meal at Windsor Castle. And who knows? Maybe even Harry will be there, because he's on.
Well, he's back in. He's trying to get back in, grovelling his way back into the fold, isn't he?
But you know what could possibly go wrong? I'm sure something will. With regard to, he'll say something, or someone will say something, or other. Well,
he's not going to get assassinated while he's here, because we've got gun control, and we don't let kids carry guns and climb on top of buildings and take a sniper shot at him.
And we tend to take it quite seriously with buildings overlooking places where the main person's going to be. So hopefully he'll be fine, and he'll go home. I think, as you said in the previous podcast, with a bit of luck, although as I say, Parliament is kind of shut, but they need to get the pink, orange.
Yeah, I'm hoping that appears.
I mean, that'd be quite fun if it's flying outside number 10, wouldn't it? As he walked up and there's this big, giant.
I'm spending quite a lot of this week in Westminster.
Isolation? No,
in and around the House of Parliament and Big Ben. So I'm hoping that one of the days is when he wafts through, so I can go and view him from a distance. from the top of a building with my. Sorry,
Maybe shout your
that's
views.
just an attempt to get more listeners. So I think that's good. Whip round the news of the last week or so. There'll be more next week, I'm sure, because it's very fast moving with everything. We'll see if we've still got Keir Starmer as a leader or whether Andy Burnham's come down from Manchester and forced him.
Or Tommy.
Or Tommy.
Nige.
Or Nige.
Just
Katie Hopkins or Ant Middleton as well, he's on the mark.
Ant was there. Just on that, is it just me that thinks we're just sleepwalking into oblivion, that the whole fucking world's gone mad?
No, it's not you.
Okay, that's good.
I'm of the same view.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I digress.
So, on a light-hearted end to a very dark pod, the woke award of the week is supporting the wrong football team can cost you your job.
Yeah.
You know a bit more about this than me.
Yeah. High Court judge, I think it was a High Court judge, ruled that if it's going to affect the workplace, then the team that you support or an applicant supports can be taken into consideration when the final decision is made on their suitability for the role, which is just... I'll go back to my previous comment. What's happened? When did it all go wrong? When did everything change and just become fucking mad?
So now when you apply for jobs, you've got to say what gender you identify as, whether you're part of the LGBTQ
I plus minus multiply
group,
yeah.
What colour you are,
Yeah.
your parents' income when you were 12,
Yes.
and what football team you support.
Yeah. Have you seen that on application forms as well as to like what sort of job did you
Yeah, when you were 12, what was your father's job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He was away for 12 years. So I don't know what he did, but anyway.
Worked on an oil rig or something.
Probably, yeah.
Cruise ships.
Yeah. But I think they missed something out there. Actually, you just reminded me that kind of say that are you the same? Do you identify as the same gender you were born as?
No, because I was born as a very small child.
Right. Yeah.
And I went through being a bigger child, being a teenager, and
here you are now,
a man. Gender's not changed, but you change. I mean, what?
Yeah, but you identify as kind of the same thing, don't you? I suppose. But the point I'm making is you said like you've got to say what colour you are. There isn't anything in there that says, and do you identify as that? Because what's to say like I identify as
Stevie Wonder,
as Asian. I want to be Asian. Just as an example. But yeah, there we are.
I think it's a very dangerous situation where we're being told the football team you support could impact your suitability for a job.
Especially if it's our football team taking into consideration that you're never going to get a job, are you really?
No.
But the other thing is not on our list, but it's also deemed that calling your boss a dickhead isn't
I saw that, yeah.
Isn't a sackable offence. I kind of agree with that in a way.
And having worked for a proper dickhead for over 10 years, not actually called him that. I wish I'd known.
Yeah, liberating.
I could have called him that and not got sacked.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, anything else you want to cover? Or
I think we've given enough this week.
I just feel that where we're at now and how much time the amount that's happened, it's almost too much just to we've skimmed over it, which might not be a bad thing, might not bore the listeners too much, but again, people have got a view, then please let us know.
Please get in touch on any of these points. I've got a feeling that all of them are not closed. I think we'll still hear more about Mandelson next week. The Reform Party will go from strength to strength. And Angela Rayner might make a comeback, maybe for the Reform Party.
Mandelson has a few times, so yeah. I mean, we're not spoken about this, but I think how about if we introduce predictions? Should we introduce that? Just have a one or two random predictions. Well, this time next week when we do the next pod, just throw something in, random or not, as to where we're in relation to the world, where we sit in the world. Bearing in mind that we've got the Trump's visiting, a few other bits and pieces going on.
I think a week is quite a short period, but I'm going to put my neck on the line and say we're halfway through September.
That's not putting your neck on the line, that's fact.
Yeah, no. I think by the end of September, Starmer would have gone.
By the end of September?
It's 2 weeks, isn't it?
Wow.
Give or take.
Okay.
I think Starmer would have gone.
I'm going to come out with one where we've got a tight political season. I'm going to come out with 2 predictions. I think Trump will say something absolutely outrageous, even more so than but I don't mean in the Oval Office whilst he's or do something outrageous. I don't know, maybe grope up Mrs. Starmer or something. I don't know. Sorry, Trump. Yeah, Trump will do something outrageous or say something outrageous. And I think that he won't do anything with Putin happening next week. That's not really outrageous.
No, that's
a given.
There'll be in the next 2 weeks or the next week. There'll be no peace in Ukraine. There'll be no peace in Israel, and hopefully they haven't bombed Qatar again.
Yes. Now my other one is I think another minister, a key figure in the government, would have either been sacked or resigned
by the end of
this week. Within 7 days, and then I think the resignation, and even further now, will be about the stance on Mandelson as to who.
Well, if that is Starmer, then we're both winners.
Yeah, no, it won't be Starmer. It'll be someone else.
Very good.
Maybe Yvette Cooper, who doesn't like her job, having been moved from Home Secretary to given the poison chalice of Foreign Secretary. But anyway, right, are we done?
We're done. Thank you, listeners. Same time next week. Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's. So that's our view on the last few days, and we'll be back again sometime next week. We'd love to hear from you as well, though. So if you've got any news, issues, annoyances that you'd like to bring to our attention, then please do so. Either direct on email to wtf@grumpy-pod.com or through the website www.grumpy-pod.com, or direct to us on WhatsApp 07873 207 206. Thanks again for listening, and we'll be back soon.